Story 1. My boyfriend isn't okay with me being promiscuous in the past. Update. I ended up bringing it up yesterday, and of course, it turned into an argument again. He asked me why I was defending thoughts so much and why I cared so much about what he thought of women who sleep around. Then he told me I should have known better than to sleep with so many guys, that I knew what I was doing. He went as far as saying that I was straight up a thought in my past, but he loved me and was willing to look past it. Yeah, no. I stood my ground and told him I couldn't be with someone who views women like that, and I wasn't going to let him talk to me like that anymore. So, I broke things off. He called me stupid for thinking I could break up with him, and that turned into a whole new argument about how I wasn't loyal and not a ride or die chick. I also blocked him on all my social media, but he's still making new accounts to contact me. Honestly, I'm feeling good about ending things. To the people who messaged me saying I deserve to be dumped, calling me a used-up chick, and other nasty things. That was so unnecessary. I hope you step on a Lego. Comment 1. I knew you weren't ride or die, bahaha, that's a yikes from me, dog. Comment 2. He obviously wasn't looking past it. Comment 3. Okay. First of all, I hope those people step on many Legos for the rest of their lives. Second, please be careful. That threat about not letting you break up with him? Psycho material right there. Get yourself some pepper spray and never let it leave your side. Continue to block him and change your accounts if you need to. Change the locks on where you live. All of them. Immediately. Set up something with a friend or family member, a security thing where you text them at a specific time every day, like 8 p.m. and 10 a.m. every day, like clockwork, even if it's just a smiley emoji or something. If you don't text on time, they call and ask if you're okay. And sleep with that pepper spray. Seriously. Story 2. My boyfriend isn't okay with me being promiscuous in the past. I'm a 21-year-old woman, 21F, dating my boyfriend, who's 23M. I know that some people might not like their partner's body count, and it can be a deal breaker in some cases, but my boyfriend asked me about mine. He specifically told me not to lie, so I was honest with him. My body count is more than 10 but less than 20, and I'm not going to get into exact details. He immediately got upset and said that, as a woman, I should hold myself to a higher standard. He even said that women who are promiscuous deserve to be treated like thoughts, which really offended me. When I told him how I felt, he brushed it off, saying I was overreacting. We ended up making up after that, but since the conversation, I've noticed he doesn't trust me as much. He now constantly asks to see my location, which wasn't a thing before. Edit. He did clarify that he didn't call me a thought, and that I wasn't one, but he still feels like women like that deserve to be treated differently. He says it's just his opinion and thought I was weird for getting offended. I'm still thinking about whether I want to continue this relationship. Edit 2. Wow, I didn't expect this many responses. Thank you to everyone for the advice. I've been trying to read as many comments as I can, but it's a lot. A few people asked what his body count is, and it's actually lower than mine, which I think is part of the issue. I'm planning to bring this up with him later after work and have another conversation. Comment 1. He doesn't mistreat you often. That is a pretty low standard to base a relationship on. His disrespect and judgmentalism of women in general is repulsive. He sounds like a nice guy. Comment 2. You can't change your past, but you can change to a different boyfriend. Comment 3. He can respect women, but not thoughts. Guess what? He doesn't respect women. Story 3. I, 24M, adopted my little sister, 8F, after our parents passed away. GF, 23F, isn't so excited about it. A month ago, my parents were driving back from my uncle's house when they encountered a moose on a remote road. My father, who was driving, swerved to avoid it at high speed and crashed into a tree. Sadly, both of my parents died at the scene. Since it was such a rarely used road, they weren't discovered until the next day by a passerby. Since then, my sister has been staying with my grandmother, but I don't have the best relationship with her. When I was a kid, my grandmother would hit me. Sometimes I deserved it, but other times it wasn't justified. She told me she didn't want to adopt my sister, so I agreed to take her in without hesitation. My sister and I are very close, and she's my family, so I want to take care of her no matter what. My sister moved in with my girlfriend and me about 2 weeks ago. She's understandably scarred from what happened, and since we were both close to our parents, it's been hard for her. She doesn't talk much yet, only to me and occasionally my girlfriend. We're taking her to therapy twice a week, and I'm starting to see some improvements, even in such a short time. The other night, after I stayed with my sister until she fell asleep, I went to my and my girlfriend's room. She said we needed to talk. She mentioned that since my sister moved in, we haven't really had time for each other. She's right. We've only had sex once since my sister came to live with us, and even then, I wasn't really into it. My girlfriend said that I should reconsider the adoption and maybe hand my sister over to my uncle and aunt, who are already struggling with their own family situation. I refused, explaining that they have enough on their plates and that I can't put that burden on them. My girlfriend is in her last year of university, so we don't have much money either, but I'm starting to receive financial help from the government for adopting my sister. My girlfriend said she isn't ready to take on the responsibilities of being a mother and that it's putting a lot of strain on our relationship. She has a valid point. Before my sister moved in, we could come home from work or school and relax. Now, we're busy taking care of my sister, picking her up from school, driving her to therapy, and making sure she's not alone. I told her that I understand her concerns, but this is my sister, and I can't just walk away because things are difficult. My girlfriend got upset and asked me who I would choose if I had to pick between her and my sister. I didn't answer, and the conversation turned into a fight. I ended up sleeping on the couch and broke down from all the stress. I'd been with my girlfriend for 9 years, and she knew my parents well. They loved her, and she's known my sister since birth. I can't understand why she'd make me choose between them. I love both of them and don't want to lose either. I want some advice on how to approach this situation. My girlfriend and I talked about it later, and at first, she apologized for her outburst. She admitted that she had acted poorly and acknowledged that everything had changed so quickly. I explained that she doesn't need to be a mother to my sister, just a friend or an older sister figure. I told her that I don't want to push too many responsibilities on her, and that if she needed space, we could take a break. She said she didn't want a break and that she regretted what she said. She admitted that her feelings of jealousy came from the fact that I was spending more time with my sister and she was scared of losing me. After talking to some friends, she understood that it wasn't about losing me, but that I had a new responsibility that would take a lot of my attention. She promised to support me and my sister as much as she could, and I've seen her really try to connect with my sister. She initiated conversations, helped with homework, and even picked out clothes for the therapist visit. It felt like she went from being a child to an adult overnight. We also agreed that we need to go to therapy together to work through this. My girlfriend suggested leaving my sister with my aunt and uncle for a few hours over the weekend so we could have time to reconnect. She admitted that she hasn't been as supportive as she should have been through this, and she'll make more of an effort to help me grieve and support me moving forward. After our talk, I felt a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. It was hard, but I think we're on the right track now. When I came home with my sister, we all played cards together, and it felt like we were a family again. I put my sister to bed, and she fell asleep quickly, which was a relief. Now, my girlfriend and I are planning to watch a movie together and spend some quality time. I'm really grateful for all the advice I've received. It helped me stay calm and work through things. I've learned that communication, especially during stressful times, is key. I also realize now that I can't expect everything to be easy, and I need to make time for my relationship too. But at the end of the day, my sister is my responsibility, and I'm glad my girlfriend is willing to help. Thanks again to everyone who offered support. I hope I'm never in a situation like this again, but it's good to know that I have a community that cares. Comment 1. Girlfriend has a choice. Your sister doesn't. Comment 2. Pick your sister. Your sister has no choice in this. Your girlfriend has a choice to stay or leave. Comment 3. What a wonderfully brave and noble thing you've done by adopting your younger sister. I'm certain your parents are so proud of you. Please don't consider sending your sister off. She has already gone through so much. You made the decision to do this. Your girlfriend has the right to leave the relationship. She does not, however, have the right to make you feel bad about the decision you have made. I wish you well. Comment 4. Stay strong, man. I know this has to be terribly hard for you too. Much love, and keep being a role model for your sister. Story 4. Update. I-24M. Adopted my little sister, 8F, after our parents passed away. GF, 23F, isn't so excited about it. A lot has happened since my first post. In the end, my girlfriend, now my ex, I guess, just couldn't handle the fact that I had a new priority. I'll admit that I wasn't the best at managing my time between the two of them. I spend a lot more time with my sister than with my girlfriend, but honestly, I think that's understandable given the circumstances. My girlfriend's behavior towards my sister was inconsistent. One day, she'd be really kind to her, and the next, she'd completely ignore her or even be borderline rude. I had multiple conversations with her about how it wasn't okay, but things would improve for maybe a week, and then it would go back to the same pattern. About 3 weeks ago, it all came to a head. We had a big argument where she accused me of not loving her anymore and playing favorites. I told her I wasn't playing favorites, that neither of them were my children, and obviously my sister needed more attention right now since she had just lost both of our parents. In the end, she gave me an ultimatum. It was either her or my sister. I was beyond angry at that point, especially since she had been really mean to my sister that day. I told her to pack her things and find somewhere else to stay. I haven't seen her since, and frankly, I don't want to. We exchanged a few texts, mostly confirming that it was over and sorting out when she'd come to pick up the rest of her things. As for my sister, she's doing so much better. She doesn't hide in her room all day anymore, and she's starting to become her old talkative self again. She still doesn't like being alone, but that's been the case even before the accident. Since my girlfriend moved out, my sister and I have been sharing a bed for comfort. She still wakes up crying some nights, so it's easier when I'm there. Honestly, it's also more comfortable for me, too. One thing I regret is that my sister overheard the whole fight. She started apologizing to me for breaking me and my girlfriend up, and I immediately reassured her that it wasn't her fault at all. If anything, she helped me see who my girlfriend really was. My sister still sees her therapist, and that's been really beneficial. She no longer needs me to be there while she falls asleep, and she's not as panicked when I leave the house for a few minutes. These past 3 months have been the hardest of my life, but also an eye-opening experience. It really showed me my ex's disregard for my family and for me, too. I don't have a happy ending to share, but I guess that's just how real life is sometimes. Edit. I'd love to thank everyone who sent me kind words and advice, but with this many messages, it's just impossible to respond to each one individually. So I just want to send a huge thank you to everyone who took the time to offer support. Your words have meant the world to me, and honestly, I never expected so many strangers on the internet to have such an impact. I'm truly grateful. Thank you again. Comment 1. One of the most mature and sensible posts I have read in a long time. How very lucky your sister is to have you in her life. Keep guiding and supporting her in this exact manner, and she'll be just fine. Comment 2. I am very sorry for your loss. Thank you for stepping up for your sister. That sounds like the best thing for her. Good luck with your healing. Comment 3. You're a good brother. Your sister is lucky to have you taking care of her. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.